Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Today we're in Mayfair in London where there is a launch event for BMW's new hybrid supercar, the i8. So there are two of the i8s here, this front one in blue and one in white behind. BMW shooting some pieces for their social media channels as well. So we're just going to go and join them and then jump on board this car and go for a little drive around the block. One of the coolest things about the BMW i8 is how they managed to retain so much of that sort of concept look and bring it through to reality on a road-going production car. It's so cool. Very few others have managed that. I think McLaren's P1 is one example, but that's a fairly different price range. Although what's perhaps intriguing is the technology in the hybrid system here is up on a level with that. You know, we've got a 1.5 litre turbo 3-cylinder engine that's good for 357 brake horsepower. So you get some pretty decent performance figures. And remember, that's this side of 100 grand. It's sort of a 911 competitor price range car. Even with all the sort of battery tech and everything like that, it's still only 1,560 kilos as well as a car. So it's seriously impressive. Take a look inside, jump inside the blue one if we can. This is something that's pretty cool with the i8. Dihedral doors. Everybody likes a door that opens up like a wing. You do have quite a high arch side sill to get over here, but when you're inside, it's a very, very nice interior. Fully sort of tricked out, all the latest tech equipment as you'd expect, and it's a 2+2, so there is a back seat. Not too much space, but it's good for putting the luggage in there because you lose part of the boot space for the electric motors. So we'll pull away in full electric.
Yes, in this one, yeah.
Okay, let's experience something unusual. So if you're just driving, you're very gentle on the throttle, it's going to stay in electric.
Yeah, exactly. So in the standard default comfort setting, up to about 45 miles an hour will remain in pure electric. As you go above that, then the combustion engine comes in to supplement.
So something I'm immediately quite liking is the steering feel. I quite like quite light fields. I knew the i8 was going to be quite like that, but it's nice. So when we're driving in eDrive full electric, it will stay completely there. Just cruise along, and that's a very nice feeling. And then as soon as I put my foot down a little bit, the engine should kick back in. There we go. So just for fun, aircon off, just to hear how quiet it is. Just the noise of a little whine that reminds you you're in an electric car, and then just a little bit of tyre noise, and not much else. The soundproofing in here is very good. Can't hear much else of what's going on. It's actually incredibly good. Porsche Turbo drives across in front of us and we don't even notice it. And then you decide to put your foot down a little bit. And it seamlessly roars into life. So when you put it into sport mode, it's what does it change?
Dials everything, so it's your throttle response in terms of
I can immediately feel it's holding gear slightly longer.
So the gear ratios will change, the steering, so the weighting's up slightly, and then the suspension setup. So whereas yes, on other models you can do chassis and drivetrain separately, on the i8, because it just fits so well together, the decision was it should be everything goes in when it's in sport.
Yeah, so you can feel it's a little bit firmer.
Yeah.
But I mean, for just cruising around London, it's not unreasonably firm. There are vastly harder cars.
You might see as well, so they have 59%, so actually, because the engine's
okay, now that we've got the engine running, that should go up slightly, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Now, so the sound we're hearing, that's a point to talk about. It sounds to me very nice. You wouldn't immediately know it was slightly artificial?
Yeah, well, it's certainly not artificial in the sense of a synthesized sound, so it's nothing like that. It's purely an amplification of what's coming from the engine. So it's essentially just amplified the exact sound that's coming from
that's how it feels. It's quite nice. It's certainly not. It's not frustrating. It's not annoying.
See as well. It's so gone 59, 60.5.
Okay, yeah. Very quick shifts. There's an unusual brake feel to it. It's kind of hard to explain. Just me being retarded, probably, but it's quite hard to bring it smoothly to a stop.
Okay. In terms of sort of compared to
I feel like
electric sort of i3, it doesn't have as much of the brake energy regeneration.
Oh, that's what's going on. It's regenerating the brakes, which is why you get.
So there'd be exactly. So there'd be a slight sort of feeling to it, but it's.
So that's why. Well, I can imagine that's a case of getting used to it. It's why I can feel that there's something different about it. And as soon as you know what it's doing, you
learn about.
Yeah. You'll adapt. Your muscle movement in your legs or whatever will learn what they need to do it right. But that was interesting that I could feel it without necessarily thinking about what it was. Like the lock, it's a good turn. It's very goes very much where you want it to go without being hard work. When you get out, do you need to turn it off, or does it sort of turn off?
Yes.
So you do need to remember.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and the car goes to sleep.
Exactly.
And then you look forward to the next time.
And that's it. And you can obviously change, so always bring up when you finish sort of to check your charge settings in terms of what sort of voltage you want to charge at. Do you want to set a timer sort of to precondition the car? So if you're connecting to a wall box to give you the charge when you come back. Yeah.
Fantastic. Very cool. Very cool. I like it a lot. A big thanks to Phil, the UK product manager for the BMW i8. That was a very interesting drive. I didn't know how the whole hybrid system was going to feel. I mean, I'm used to the P1 LaFerrari 918 side of things, where at that level, obviously, you're talking £1 million, and here we're just a tenth of that Porsche 911 money. But it was very, very interesting to experience it firsthand, to go out in the car, feel how it is and what it's like. I have to say, I'm very, very impressed. Just cruising around though, obviously. Hopefully we'll do something at a bit more speed in due course. It's very gentle, relaxing, that sort of feeling you kind of want, that it's just easy to drive, yet still you have the drama, you have the doors, you have the looks. Everybody looks at the car because of how futuristic it's looking. And then again, you're somehow managing, combined on the EU cycle, 134.5 miles per gallon. That figure makes no sense. And here you're congestion charge exempt, which is always cool as well. But yeah, big thanks to BMW for having me along and letting me take the car for a drive. Looking forward to doing plenty more stuff with the i8. So make sure you're subscribed to Shmee 150 to catch all of that in due course. That's it for right now. I'll catch up with you very soon. Cheers. The app. So the i8 app that we've got here.
Yes.
Talk us through it a little bit.